Dingo Pictures amazingly never put their horrid little spin on Beauty and the Beast, but there was a company with a lot of the same qualities and with an art style almost as ugly who did. Bevanfield.
Close to you for all time. There isn't any mountain we can't climb. In your arms, my destiny.
So you remember that ugly guy who'd pop up sometimes, an old man kinda like to break his neck? Yeah, that was from this Beauty and the Beast. It's just taken me this long to actually want to watch through this thing again. Bevanfield Films is based out of the UK and made a handful of cheap cash-in cartoons. Somehow they managed to pull in a few notable British actors for some of their crud, like here in their Beauty and the Beast we have Christopher Lee providing a voice. You'd think since they actually got Christopher Lee in this, they'd have him be the Beast or something, but nah, he gets to be this jackass, Monsieur Renard. Instead, the Beast is the son of Bond, Jason Connery. We've also got the Ronnie, Kate O'Mara as Lucinda, and Beauty really likes being on EastEnders. I can't believe the UK voice cast was in a bunch of UK things. Also, much like Dingo, Bevanfield's Beauty and the Beast has a "let's pretend this looks a lot better than it does" cover. Though funny enough, the PAL release has a much more honest depiction of our crappy title characters. It looks like someone just redrew this to try and fool us people over in NTSC land. How nice. Yeah, right away this movie lets you know the tone. Dreary as fuck. I'm really missing the catchy Shuki Levy song from the anime one right about now. Even if it did give away too much.
The tears of love will cause the spell to cease and make the chains of loneliness release.
You know, I've always hated the 17th century, and now I know why. Actually, I don't. I am flipping through this book casually. I am not a robot. Smooth sleeping, jackass! Ugh, this animation is technically better than Dingo's as the characters have more motion, but it's all awkward, jaggedy shit.
That's the second time I've pricked myself.
I just love being so natural.
Oh, look, Father, look. I shall be weak for days.
If only she wouldn't fidget so, she'd find it much easier.
They're screwing up the lip sync and leaving in the spots where the actors are clearly just reading their lines. Bevanfield really is just the UK Dingo Pictures, aren't they?
It's no good thinking you can comfort her, Beauty. She'll be sulking for days. No doubt she'll be out again when she gets tired of her own company.
Children really love dry as all hell talk about minor sewing accidents. Bevanfield sure knew how to really grab people's attention from the get-go.
Oh, Father, there must be something we can do.
Maybe we could get me even somewhat remotely realistic mouth movements. Or not, who cares? Why bother trying?
I know. Why don't we sell the quilts we make? They have hundreds of rooms there, and I often visit Madame Beauchamp. She would be happy to take some from us.
I already hate Judge Isaac Newton wannabe asshat old man. He's just a bobblehead. I'm really impressed with how this guy keeps looking like he's about to say something and doesn't. It really has me on edge. What does he sound like?
They won't be happy unless we return to our old lifestyle.
Wow, that was really boring letdown. Oh shit, old ass's head broke again.
I can see no good of us living here.
I also see no good of bothering to try with any aspect of voicing these characters. Glad Bevanfield got real actors to shit it up in this.
But now, we must all learn to be grateful for even what little we have.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Adding to this beauty's father's suctitude, he has a name. Yeah, well, a last name anyway, as they like naming a bunch of these soulless husks Monsieur Blanc, so he's Monsieur de Bois. Monsieur de Bois! I hate it! Why does this beauty have constant bedhead? I wouldn't be so judgmental about it too if she didn't go around calling herself Beauty.
I hope one day your sisters will understand.
Why did they cut the line off there to add an awkward pause? They had to do more work to make that sound worse. Holy shit, Bevanfield, can you just stop for a second? This is incompetence overload. You really do just keep reminding me of Dingo.
There are many more people who have less than us. Oh, Beauty, what have I done?
This is another thing with this too. Characters just keep going on these mini speeches, and when it seems like it's time for another character to reply, nope, they just gotta keep rambling on about the same point.
I should have protected myself against highwaymen. It's just that I never thought it would happen to me.
How could this happen to me?
Oh, Father.
Your father got robbed. Hilarious.
And it would be very different working for Monsieur Renard with him as your employer. But you worked well together, even if you did end up losing everything.
I spent months making the jewelry that has been stolen. No one knew about my journey, except Monsieur Renard.
Oh, I guess that's going to be a big shock now when we find out that Christopher Lee is the bad guy. But, you know, that Monsieur Renard is so subtle.
There is something very strange about him, Father.
Now, Beauty, you are not giving the gentleman the respect due to him.
Well, to be fair, actually, I honestly don't deserve any respect. In all fairness, I'm a horrible human being. Just saying.
Now, Beauty, I know you're headstrong.
And I'm glad you are, because I'm not. My head is about to fall off. Now, Beauty, can you please get your head out of your father's crotch? This has gone on long enough. How can we tell that this is going to be the bad guy if his horses don't look exaggeratedly evil? Then again, it is kind of nice to finally see something with a hint of emotion.
We are truly blessed to have a countryside as beautiful as this.
Well, it's nice that Christopher Lee is at least going for a French accent, despite no one else really trying one, even though this is taking place in France. Of course, they should be talking French instead of English, so whatever. And there he is, Mr. Ugly, the ugly son, broken neck guy, whose real name is the stunning Monsieur Rodin. Yes, Mr. Rodent. Most rodents are cute. Screw you, movie.
This looks almost like heaven.
Heaven? This dreary, bland, soulless world looks like heaven to you?
Get the fuck out of here!
You disgust me. Get back to doing more reasonable things like robbing your family. What, is he trying to neck with them? What is the matter with you, Monsieur Merde? So, what's he gonna say now that he got bitch slapped?
Notice the exquisite grounds.
Oh, nothing! Silly me! Monsieur Renard wasn't done his monologue.
You must be pleased you were born into the wealthy side of your family, rather than that poor cousin of yours.
You must like having money instead of not. Nothing gets by me. Oh, so Monsieur Merde is a spit talker. Ha ha.
Cousin, last time I saw you, you looked like a broken baguette.
Putain, c'est pas vrai, D'accord.
Ugh, why? Okay, Monsieur Renard, she's your first cousin once removed. Stop with the bedroom eyes! Or at least this movie's closest approximation to bedroom eyes. Are you sure this is Beauty and the Beast and not Purgatory the movie? Also, yes, it's a gasp off. It's a gasp off. Do something!
Cousin, I have come here today to make you a proposition. As you know...
No, I'll stop you right there. If I already know it, you don't have to tell me. Sacre bleu! Oops, Monsieur Renard doesn't have feet anymore. Visible garbage area. Nice. Then again, the entire screen of this movie is garbage area.
Cousin, we have been partners for many years. It is on the strength of our past working relationship that I would now like to offer you a position.
No, please do not smile. I've made a huge mistake.
And offer you 2%.
Your offer is most generous.
I suppose that's generous, if you're talking milk.
I have for some time admired beauty. I shall insist upon the hand of beauty in marriage.
Incest marriage done!
Oh, your offer, Monsieur Renard, is very generous, but I need a few days to think about it. I do not
Why did I come back?
wish to be hasty with such a decision.
Of course not. That is only to be expected.
Bevanfield, we get good actors to deliver our lines so that we can cut awkward pauses into them and make them shittier for no reason.
Perhaps you would be better suited to Lucinda Prunella.
Oh, nice. He's just trying to pawn off his other daughters into a forced incest marriage because they aren't the favorite. After Monsieur Renard leaves via reused footage, which really is the least surprising thing yet, Beauty blabs on about something, but I can't pay any attention to it with that weird frog statue eyeballing her the entire time. Though, to be fair, I would have a hard time paying attention to her dull monologue BS anyway.
Any man I choose to marry will do so because he loves me.
No one loves you, you scraggly monster!
I have no intention of marrying anyone at the moment, thank you. Unless, of course, the handsome prince comes along.
Oh, yeah, I was worried this couldn't get any more creepy, so thanks!
A charming prince. Have we one coming to dinner?
I sure hope not. Unless they prefer the company of robots.
Oh, Prunella, you're so funny.
Yeah, she's a real riot, like this entire film. Then the story really gets going as they argue about their money and what kind of men the sisters attract, while the frog statue keeps making faces. Why is this a thing?
Since when have looks been of such importance?
Yeah, I mean, clearly they aren't. Look at my stupid face and just remember that old Dubois over there had the gall to name me Beauty. Well, that sure was fun for 2 seconds. Anyway, back to the depression that is this movie. Wow, guys, get a load of this. The most casual sitting down animation ever. I don't know how they managed to capture such realism.
The party season is in a couple of weeks, and I have yet to decide what to wear.
Let me assure you, darling, that is the last thing I intend.
What? Was she calling her father darling? what does she intend? That line has no context and it's super cut. I don't want to finish. Anyway, the father is gonna go sell this brooch. He tells us about it 10 times because this movie assumes the audience is as thick as it is. His trip leads Beauty to ask for a rose, though here she just comes off like more of an ass as it's out of season and her sisters don't even ask for anything, so they're the more selfless ones. Take that! Good writing animation! And by animation, I of course mean not animated at all. Unless weird shifty squinting is how you move around on a horse. Then suddenly bootleg French Zorro shows up to steal from the Dom and give to the incest as their horses try to have a little scanners battle. No exploding heads, but they do grow and eyes almost pop out.
What have you got for me this time? Come, hand me your valuables.
Or else I'll learn how a gun works. I swear.
Give me your brooch. I know someone on whom it would look far more attractive.
And I thought Dingo laughing was bad. Well, it still is, but have the asshats of Bevanfield ever seen or heard laughter before? Of course they haven't. Bullets start flying. Yes, really. And old Dubutt tries to deflect them with his ass. But at least he's getting away with his brooch. Oh, wait, no. Magically, it's suddenly in the masked fake laugher's hand. Guess he knows the Force.
Well, Monsieur Renard.
A bad guy was secretly a bad guy? Whoa, there's a twist for ya.
Have you done my bidding?
I cannot believe cousins stealing from each other like this. How repugnant. I hear you, cuz. By the by, Beauty needs a new apple. Okay, but I'm running a bit low this month, so just take what you need. Nah, I need it all. Thanks, sucker. I mean, sucker. He is so trustworthy.
When I shot at him, I hit him in the shoulder. He will be dead for sure.
Because Monsieur Dubois keeps his heart in his shoulder. What an idiot.
In a few hours from now.
No. I want him dead now.
Why didn't you just have the masked dildo face kill him the other time you robbed him? Sacre bleu, Christopher Lee. Sacre bleu.
But he stands no chance of finding his way from the woods now that it is dark.
No.
I was really surprised before anything actually happened. I guess I heard the music cue.
I managed to get this from him.
A fine piece indeed. Perhaps even his best.
That's slightly awkward. Yes.
But it is no good to us unless Dubois is dead. Do not come back.
That's right, I can somehow keep talking to you even after I'm not there anymore. Meanwhile, though, this is happening. No need to establish anything, just cut back to little men with a magic carpet. Why not? And there it is, the stupid face that made me use this moron as the third brother. He was very worthy of getting his neck snapped. Hell as old as that man, throw him on the fire, we'll eat well tonight, Old Man and the Beast. I don't like this alternate reality, get me out of here! Here you go, the true tale of Beauty and the Beast. I feel like my life is so much fuller having seen that.
La 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 la.
Tale as old as la 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 la. Almost as catchy. Repeated animation! Stunning!
May I offer you a cake, Monsieur Renard?
Is she having a stroke? What the shit is anything? Well, here's the new way to eat something. Just rub your mouth up and down the food while never actually ingesting any of it.
Is there anything we can do?
Oh, they're ventriloquists now. Seriously, not even a single mouth flap. Wow.
I was merely passing by and thought I would call in to see how your family is.
Ah, you're doing as horrible as ever. Good. I think my spine is broken. Oh, apparently French de Phelous isn't the only one super into incest in this movie, as both the Beauty sisters want to jump his broken back ass.
Well, I really should be thinking of leaving.
They had to jump cut there because the cartoon couldn't remember his line at first.
I must be getting on.
This is one of the pieces of jewelry taken from Father by the highwayman.
And now that she knows that, she's gonna do, guess what? Nothing! This movie has broken, old man. I'll break you little son of a bitch! Oh, I can't stand this will they or won't they tension. Old Bois and Clara 2.0 are my OTP.
Your kindness and gentleness have been much appreciated. Without your care, I fear I would have died.
Damn you! Is this the way you repay my hospitality?
30 minutes in, and I guess the Beast thought, maybe I should actually be in my movie. I am half the title.
I'm afraid I just blew myself.
There's got to be a better way to say that.
Have my people not shown you enough generosity?
It's a really good Beast voice if it just sounds like you were recorded in a big empty room.
Has their kindness not been enough? Have they not dressed you in fine enough clothes that you wish to decorate yourself still further with my rose?
Holy shit, this Beast isn't scary, he's just whiny. He'd really get on with Golden Films' Beast, I suppose. Let's complain about everything! To Tumblr. And don't forget the YouTube comments section, I found something to actually about on this video.
No, the rose is not for me to wear. It is for my daughter.
That's a shame, because you would have looked lovely wearing that rose. Now I'm upset again. Back to Tumblr. Man, I like that! Yeah, sure, that fits with his "you dare besmirch my rose garden" voice. Is he thinking, or is he just constipated?
You must repair the damage you have done.
Oh no, he's gonna make him garden! What a beast.
Come follow me so that I may take something of yours to replace the rose.
You're a real toddler, you know that, Beast? I've been working on my ventriloquist act. Impressed? Sorry, Sir Beast, but no. Damn you. Wow, I speak without moving my mouth, and that girl talks while saying nothing. Maybe together we can make sense. Not likely! Anyway, Beast's boner tells him which daughter he's gonna take. Pretty sure that's an even trade for a rose.
I could not do such a thing.
Alright, you're doing fine. Now here's where you hint at the money. Oh no, I don't want his money. I just want to make sure Beauty marries my cousin. disgust me.
Your fate will be even worse if you do not agree to my terms.
I shall tell you every little thing that offends me, and believe me, that's a large list.
I merely wished to suggest that you could take something else.
Like one of my other daughters, they're far too into marrying their cousin once removed, so it's not funny like it is if Beauty has to do it. I thought I had issues. You're really messed up, my man.
Do you really believe I would sacrifice my daughter for my own worthless life and some precious jewels?
Because you better believe I would. Suddenly, we just get text explaining the next part of the story. Did they forget to record the lines? Did they not animate it? Or were they just running too long with this shit? Whatever the answer, that was really awkward and inept. Have fun living with a beast, Beauty. I tried. Well, not too hard. You're not even going with her? I, at the very least, did that. At least tell me the beast paid out some. Oh my, yes, look. Seriously, that's it? You suck.
Actually, I came here to inquire if you had considered my offer.
Monsieur Renard, much as I would now wish to take you up on your offer, I cannot.
See? The old bastard really did want to marry her off to his cousin. What a disgusting shitter. Really, Beauty kinda dodged a bullet on this one.
Who am I to marry now?
I'm running out of family members. So even though Renard just found out about Beauty getting sold off to Bitch Boy Beast, somehow Rodin is already following her over to the Beastie Boys pad. Mostly so he can do this again. She is looking right at Rodin here. They make it so confusing where anyone is in relation to anything. But nah, instead of that creep, she's looking at these creeps.
We're the garden keepers. Welcome to our humble home.
I'd put the twins from The Shining over these two, but they're scary enough on their own. We hope one day to have our souls back. May we take yours? I should probably pass on that, but, thanks? Oh, creepy frog is a recurring thing in this. That's, why?
Hello, Beauty. We've been expecting you. Or rather, we've been looking forward to your coming to stay with us.
Or rather, we've been looking forward to your free will disappearing. Why? Oh, I actually forgot this doofus really did get his neck broken in the film he was actually from. Well, at the very least, the beast apparently let all the air out of him and now he's deflated. Oh, stop with the frogs!
So many different words.
You can't handle dialogue without fucking it up, Bevanfield. You have no business throwing songs in here. Especially not ones more complicated than la 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 la. I guess the drugs are kicking in though, so Beauty's beginning to enjoy her life being thrown away because of her old idiot father picking a flower and being a spineless prick. The Beast wonders if 43 minutes in is still too early to actually begin the Beauty and the Beast plot. Wouldn't want to jump ahead. Anyway, then Beauty jumps ahead by just imagining the ending of the movie, complete with what this Beast looks like as a human. The Beast is actually human? Spoilers! Did these guys just want to make the princess and the frog instead or something? Beauty's got more chemistry with the frog creep than they give me sex slaves in exchange for flowers creep.
What is it, Rodon?
Oh, Renard's door is a xylophone. And speaking of things that make sense, he just warps open the door. Then Buttface shows us the laziest thing yet. Our reuse of the beast choking him from the bush animation minus the bush.
Are you deliberately trying to annoy me?
I thought that was the theme of the movie.
Rodon, behave yourself.
You cut him off mid-word. Bevanfield, you suck!
Good evening, Beauty. How has your day been?
Get to the damn point!
I hadn't thought of what your father must have told you about the Master. He is good and kind.
Which he'll show once you start having your Stockholm Syndrome kick in. Then you can cater to his every whim and he'll stop threatening to murder you and your family. Good and kind. It wasn't funny! Almost 50 minutes in, and Beauty has finally met the stupid beast. And guess what? It's time for boring dinner conversation.
I shall find it hard to make this place my home.
Oh? Why is that?
Because for all its grandeur, it is not where I would choose to live.
I need to be closer to my dealer.
I know. I will show you around the castle, and then you will be too busy to miss your father.
Your offer is kind, but I do not feel like company.
You don't want to hang out with the loser dog bear fuck that kidnapped you? You are unreasonable. I know you're upset, Beauty, but don't worry. I've got a few more people coming to serve me for life because they walked on my grass.
Tonight I shall take you to the ballroom. There you can play the piano. I know you play rather well.
Yes, I also spied on you. Add that to the list of my good and kind things. Oh, that is just too whimsical. Anyway, they play piano together, falling in love. Yep, that's all it takes. What the shit? Did the beast encase someone in stone? Good and kind. Oh, for the love of... If you don't have anything else to actually add, just get to the point instead of randomly cutting to the movie's ending prematurely.
Beauty. Beauty. Beauty.
Keep it away. Keep it away. Man, this bit's been going on for like literally 2 minutes. Oh, shit!
Beauty, give me your soul.
You creep me out, you disgusting clock. Still, I want blood.
What is it, child?
I was just thinking about the dream I had.
And what dream might that be?
The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. Because then the movie would be over. Oh, the frog is surprised. It didn't know Beast was in this movie, even though he's stolen that frog's face for all of his merch.
I would like to ask if you would marry me.
After all, we played piano and walked in my field a couple of times. I think that's far more than enough development for us. Also, Beauty has a 3-fingered witch hand. That's disgusting. Ugh, can you imagine the wet dog smell that's going to be coming off this guy right now? Why don't you two move instead of getting pissed on by this fountain?
He spends so much time with his roses.
When a rose on one of his bushes dies, it means the Master's life is shortened by 1 month. When your unsuspecting father took a rose from the Master's garden, he accidentally reduced the life of the Master.
Maybe the bitchy beast ought to keep his magic life force roses in a more conditioned area like a greenhouse and have signs all around them. Though I really do wish some animals would just run up and uproot his whole stupid garden so he'd be dead already.
Ask the mirror what you would like it to show you.
Please, mirror, could you now show me my father?
Oh, if only this movie could actually be that kind, but of course not. It hates everyone watching, and we are forced to watch this old coot very slowly put together that was his cousin Renard who stole his shit. This makes him extremely sick. For no other reason than he sucks. Beauty Magic's home and Beast the dog-faced goblin amazingly doesn't mention a loneliness meter, but when Beauty's sisters see her expensive shit, they wonder if old Beastie Boy might be into horrible Princess Leia cosplays. That made almost too much sense. So, no loneliness meter, but if you get some guests who aren't Beauty, he's dead. You're the worst, Beast.
Please, take me back to the castle. You must remember the way you took...
Of course the horse understands that. Just throw your ass in the air like your dying dad and you're on your way.
Please don't die. Where has the beast gone?
The beast and I are the same person.
What a perfectly paced movie this was.
Your unselfish love has released me.
From something. Who knows what I did? We couldn't get into that, what with all the doll small talk. That was way more important. And if you thought the Renard and Rodin plot was going anywhere, well, you would be wrong. Never do they mention how they were behind the robberies. Their only punishment is apparently becoming chefs. Because being given a job is a horrible punishment, and it's a great idea to let these guys near your food. Bevanfield's Beauty and the Beast is kinda like Dingo Pictures, but on a shit ton of weed, mellowed out to the max. It makes time feel like it's stopped. It's padded to shit with nothing, and you'll barely notice when the high points of the story actually happen because it's so droningly executed. They mangled the voice clips seemingly without reason, the animation is crap, and fuck that frog! Now to conclude this video, I have Mr. Rodin here to answer a few questions about Bevanfield's production of Beauty and the Beast. Now, Mr. Rodin... That guy can never have his neck broken enough times.
I don't like this movie. Doesn't seem too friendly. These monsters seem so fake. My nerves, they're gonna break.
Beauty, beauty, beauty.